Once upon a time, in the peaceful valley of Glimmerbrook, two small villages sat on opposite sides of a wide, winding river. On the east side was the village of Sunbreeze, where every morning began with laughter and song. On the west side was the village of Moonwillow, where the nights glowed softly with lanterns and stories. Though the two villages could see each other across the water, no bridge connected them, and over the years they had slowly stopped visiting one another. The children of both villages often stood by the riverbank, wondering what it would be like to play together. But the adults would shake their heads and say, "It's too far," or "They live differently than we do." And so, the river remained silent, dividing two hearts that once beat as one. One morning, a small boy named Leo from Sunbreeze found a wooden toy boat stuck in the reeds by the water. It was painted blue, with a tiny moon carved into the sail. "Someone from the other side must have made this," Leo whispered, his eyes full of wonder. Instead of keeping it, he placed a flower inside the boat and pushed it gently back into the current, hoping it would drift home. Across the river, a girl named Mira from Moonwillow found the same boat floating near her feet. When she saw the flower inside, she smiled. "Whoever sent this must be kind," she said. She took a piece of golden thread and tied it to the mast before sending it back with a little note. "Hello, friend from across the river." Day by day, the two began sending the boat back and forth with pebbles, leaves, and tiny letters full of stories and jokes. Before long, more children noticed. Soon, every morning, the river was alive with colorful boats carrying kind words, songs, and little treasures between the two sides. The grown-ups couldn't help but notice the joy that filled the valley. But then, one afternoon, a great storm came. The wind howled, the river rose, and all the children's boats were swept away. The next morning, the riverbanks were quiet again. Leo looked across the water, his heart sinking. He could barely see Mira through the fog, but he knew she was there. He picked up a piece of driftwood and shouted, "We can fix this. Let's build something that can't be washed away." Mira nodded, her voice echoing across the waves. "Let's build a bridge." It wasn't easy. The river was strong, and the planks were heavy. But Leo's father, who was a carpenter, saw his son trying and came to help. Myra's mother, who was an artist, began painting bright suns and moons on the wood. Soon others joined. The baker brought nails, the blacksmith brought tools, and the children from both sides worked side by side, singing as they hammered and tied. Days passed. Little by little, a beautiful wooden bridge began to stretch across the water, painted in the colors of dawn and dusk, covered in carvings of stars, hearts, and flowers. When the final board was placed, Leo and Mira met in the middle. For a moment, everyone was silent. Then Leo smiled and held out his hand. "Now we can visit any time." Mira took his hand. "And the river will never divide us again." From that day on, the villagers shared their festivals, baked together, told stories under the same lanterns, and danced on the bridge every evening. They learned that togetherness wasn't about living on the same side, but about reaching out even when the river seems wide. And so, the Bridge of Kind Hearts became a symbol of unity for generations. Travelers who passed through Glimmerbrook would always stop to cross it, feeling its warmth beneath their feet. And if you listen closely when the wind blows, you can still hear the laughter of Leo and Mira echoing softly across the river, reminding everyone that kindness can build what even storms cannot destroy. Because when hearts work together, no distance is ever too wide.